everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals and I have a new journal collection to share with you. This is a vintage French fashion magazine collection and I've shared a flip through of all of these magazines when they used to be magazines. I got them from Etsy and I made a start to finish journal making series, making another journal like this. That was fully embellished, where I used every part of one of the magazines. I had 4 of them, and I used every part to make the cover, the feature pages, the pockets, and all the ephemera, the tags and journal cards. That was a really fun project over on my Patreon. I shared also for my members how I made one of these covers, and then I went ahead and just made all the other covers, and this is what we've got. This was actually the first one that I made, and this one is slightly different to the others because I used one of the papers from inside the magazine, whereas these 3, plus the one I made on my Patreon, they were all made using the covers of one of the 4 magazines. So I'll give you a look at each of these covers here. Now these 2 are not available. This one is a gift that I have made for a lovely lady. And this one is already sold. So I'll just give you a look at the back of these. And then over here, I'll give you a look at the back of these ones too. This one's really sweet. This one's a little bit different because I wanted to originally preserve the magazine as much as possible and keep it as intact and as close to the original as I could. So I literally just folded over the front and the back of the magazine onto this cover. So let us do a flip through. This one I'm calling the races and this one I'm calling kitchen because it's got the races kind of setting here with the binoculars and the horses, and this one with the spoon and the dish. So if you're interested in either of these 2, feel free to email me. These ones are available via email, and just let me know which cover you're interested in and what country you're from so I can include a shipping price. This one has our lining with this particular paper. I'll show you. This one has the same lining as the one that I made on my Patreon, this type of paper here. Now for these journals, I did mix and match all of the papers. So that was really fun to go through them all and choose my favorite ones and put them into these journals. So there's a mixture of coffee dyed papers and French papers that I also coffee dyed, and papers from the magazine scattered throughout. This is French paper too. This is vintage ledger. All the papers I coffee dyed as well, unless they were vintage. Got a large interactive pocket page here. This is vintage French paper. And a coffee dyed doily for texture. A vintage ledger here with the blue paper. And this is an antique French letter. So I really had fun pairing other French goodies with this magazine journal, including all the French papers and French ledgers. And this is tracing paper, again for some texture, a lovely envelope pocket page, again for some more interactivity. This is some French paper that I coffee dyed. This is a vintage ledger. This is a vintage French agenda page with the lovely script. And here we've got the middle page, and flipping through to the other side. I really love the large size of this journal and how it kind of preserves as much as possible the full pages. So I love giving new life to old objects and repurposing and upcycling old books and magazines and things like that. So that is races. We're calling that one the races journal. This one's the kitchen one. So let's do a flip through of this one. They were such a delight to make. I wish I had more of these magazines, but the listing that I saw, there was only one listing for the 4 magazines. So like it was a listing for 4 magazines. So I picked that one up because I love getting things in bulk. Like often when you find listings, you only see, for example, one magazine, but I loved that there were 4 in the one listing, so I snapped that up and will keep my eye out for more. I know I was talking to one of my patrons. She asked me where I got them from, and she managed to go and find some for her from a different Etsy shop. So I was like, that's so good, because she wanted to follow along with the journal making series, I believe. And if you want to check that out, you can still definitely do that, because every journal making series and every video and every printable that I put onto my Patreon stays there. So if you want to check out a previous month's journal making series, or if you want to be a Ruby patron, you get access to every single printable kit that I've ever put up onto my Patreon, including every single digital kit in my Etsy. And then every month I put up a new journal making series and a new printable kit. So the link is down below to my Patreon as well. And a huge thank you to every single patron. You really do support me. And look at this one. I love the lady here. I had to fold that over the top. Sometimes I fold or I stick this on top of the flap, but this one I had to keep that flap out for sure. Yeah, you're just so thankful to all my beautiful patrons, and for supporting Willow Bound Journals and my channel, and allowing me to live my creative dreams and work full time on my small business. So this is the one that I made for a gift, and I chose this one because I was umming and ahhing over it, but I like how the cover has the date on it as well. I like how it has the title of the magazine, but also the date and the information here. I think that's really cool. So I will package this one up and send this one out, along with a couple of other journals that I made for gifts. And I'm not giving away who it's the name, because I, just in case they watch this video, I want to keep it a surprise. So I just want to do a flip through here and record it on my channel anyway, because it's sort of like an online diary for me, these videos, where I do flip throughs of the journals that I make. So if I ever want to remember what I've made, I can just check out the video. And that's really handy too, because sometimes I forget the journals that I make. I was just looking through my folder on my computer of all the journals that I've made, and I just was scrolling through the pictures, the photos, and I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that one. That was such a fun one. And oh, remember that one? Some of them, in a way, kind of make me a bit sad, because I'm like, I'll never be able to make that again, because I'll never be able to find the same materials. And yeah, but at least I made one, right? So this is the other one, the one that I made originally with the ladies on the front cover from an inside page. I wasn't sure, when I was filming the video for my members making one of the covers, I was chatting about how I had a vision and a plan or an idea to make as many covers as I wanted, inspired by the middle pages. But as I was going through the magazines, I couldn't help myself but kind of sort them as I was going. And it just so happened that I had enough to make 4 journals, including this one. And so I didn't have enough papers left over to make more covers. But that's okay. The materials, I always say this, they tell me what to do. I might have a plan, but the materials might tell me to go in a different direction. Do you find that too? I liken it to writing a book. If you've ever written a story or heard about writers who write stories, they will mention how they might have a plan for the book, but then the characters will just take over and they will shape where the story goes. That's what it's like for me as a journal maker. I have a plan going into it and a vision, but then the materials take over and they tell me where the journal is going to go. Does anyone else have that experience? Yeah, so that's that journal. I will be sending that one out today, which is why I'm filming this flip through now. I will package this one up as well and get the other journals ready to go in that package. And then these ones are the ones that are available. So if you are interested in either of these, feel free to email, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys. A big special thank you to all my beautiful patrons who supported Willow Bound Journals and this YouTube channel in June. If you'd like to become a patron where you get access to all my extra videos, including a journal making series each month, and depending on your tier, every printable from my Etsy shop or mail sent out to you in the post, you can become a patron by clicking the link below in the description box. By becoming a patron, you also get access to all of my members' videos. You can also just become a YouTube member if you want to support this channel by clicking the join button and selecting whichever tier suits you. You can become a member for as little as $1 per month, and every cent helps. So I am so thankful to all of you who support my YouTube channel and my creative dreams.